Fantastic. I'm so excited to be here. So now let me go here to our live on Facebook. And yes, continue as me. That's what I say every day. Be authentic. Okay, so share my timeline. There we go. And so I'm going to be going live now. And I'm just going to go confirm all of that because it's preparing, and I'm so excited that I can be in Maui and you can be there. That's pretty cool, right? So
It
let
really
me,
is.
I know, I love it. Let me go in here and just make sure I can get it into my group.
Okay.
So here's what I do is I go to my timeline and I scroll down just to confirm that we're live because we don't want to talk into the air.
The
Uh,
ether.
no, I love this platform. Yes, I'm live. And so now I'm going to open it, which is right here. I guess I can open it. Okay, hold on one sec. Trying to get the link. Copy link. I got it. Okay. So now I'm going to go back over to my group, which is so cool, which is right here. And I'm just going to post it. And then I'll be in the group too. So 2 exposures to this awesome content. They say bring relevant information. Aloha Friday, meet Tricia. Okay, so I'm just posting it to the group. So most of my people, and you can still hear me, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close out this one and stay on with you right here.
Okay.
Awesome. I love that. And so a lot of people in my group will watch the replay because they're working. I'm just going to go into my group and make sure I see it here on my phone. Yes, yay. Okay.
Yay.
All right. So I'm super excited to be here today with my new friend Tricia that I met on this awesome coffee chat one-to-one platform because I'm out there just meeting as many people as I can to broaden my perspective, to learn more, and to share what I've learned being an entrepreneur for 36 years now. So I understand the ups and downs, and for sure. And I love coaching and supporting other entrepreneurs to start their own virtual franchise. If you want to talk about that, you know where to find me. But today, as I'm always talking about healthy change, healthy choices, healthy lifestyles, why? So we can be more joyful, have more fun, and enjoy this ride called life. Because there's a lot going on out there and we can be very stressed. And I'm always helping people address stress and toxins and nutritional deficiencies. So, guys, you're not getting enough. We know that, right? So,
Right.
preparing your meals is really important. And I met Tricia, and she is going to tell you all about her kitchen witch ideas, which I love, and being about simplifying the process of gosh, what's for our meal today, right? What's for dinner? And if you, like me, I like to eat my meal in the middle of the day. So some people would call that, lunch. I don't know. And sometimes I like to eat breakfast, but whatever it is, my meal, I'm cooking or preparing instead of going, oh, let's just go out. It would be really nice, even though groceries seem to be a little bit higher. We could definitely use some tips. So Trisha's in the northwest corner of Arkansas. And the fun thing about that is I lived in Arkansas for 6 months in sixth grade, and I have a lot of cousins and family in Arkansas. I love Arkansas. I've had wonderful experiences there. And we went through there in our RV just, maybe 7 years ago now, and just loved seeing, all my family there. So I think it's fun that we're connected from Maui to Arkansas, and she loves food. And she'll share her story with you. And then when we're done, I'll put her info in the comments so you can connect directly with her. And I'm sure she'll respond to any comments that come today or later, because I know you guys are
Absolutely.
all busy. So, Tricia, thank you for taking your time this morning at 7 a.m. for me. You tell us what time it is for you.
It
And
is
welcome.
noon. It is noon here in Arkansas. So we've got quite the time difference. It's lunchtime for me. You've probably barely even thought about breakfast.
No.
But mealtime is mealtime. I don't, anything I'm talking about can apply to whenever you pick your favorite meal of the day or your big meal of the day. We all have different dietary lifestyles. And so that's why I refer to myself as a mealtime mentor, right? It's not just about dinner. For a lot of us, that's primarily where we start and where we have the opportunity to connect with our loved ones. But mealtime is mealtime, and the rules apply no matter what. We just need to make it easier.
I love that. And so you're going to share with us how to make it easier
I
over
am
the
a little
next
bit.
few
Let me tell
minutes.
you a little bit about me, and then I'll give you some highlights on what kind of the values and the core things that are really important to me, and a couple of ideas on how you can apply that wherever you are in
Love
your
it.
journey.
Thank
So
you.
I'm a mealtime mentor, which really all that means is that I help you transform mealtime from chaos to calm and fun and joy and connection. Because I truly believe that when we can ditch all those things that make it stressful and hard, it opens up space for us to show up differently and connect more with our people. And that's really the core of my business. My purpose on this planet is to create connections through food and hospitality. Like that is my purpose, whether it's my connections and making connections with you or helping you create connections with those better connections with those in your family. That's really what I'm here, what I'm all about. And food and mealtime is really my mechanism for doing so, because I believe that we speak to people through our food. We put emotions and intention into our food, and that energy and that intention and that love can be tasted and felt around the table, which creates an automatic connection of breaking bread together and sharing a moment. And it just makes everything else come easier. It's kind of my overall philosophy.
I love it. It's so in alignment with me. So thank you so much for being here today.
You bet. You bet. And so I do that from a myriad of solutions, but I really work with spiritually aligned women, spiritual women, women entrepreneurs, on creating routines and processes and finding the ways that work for them. So ditching the rules, the shoulds, the coulds, this is what you should and should not eat. This is when you should and should not eat. Every single one of our bodies and our lives are different, and to shove our square pegs in a round hole just doesn't make sense. And I feel like it's just so noisy out here in terms of all the rules, right? So my first thing is I say ditch the rules, redefine what mealtime looks like for you. And the first thing I would challenge you to do is look at the energy you're bringing to mealtime today. And is it one of stress and angst? Are you constantly trying to figure out what's for dinner? And are you bringing that energy to the table? And if you are, what do you want mealtime to look like? Right? Where we are and where do we want to be? And then we start small and we pick one thing to change, one thing at a time. And part of that is really embracing the flexibility to try and experiment with different things. So letting go of those rigid meal planning expectations, right? Maybe you're not a meal planner. Maybe you're somebody who needs to keep a well-stocked pantry and you need a tool that helps you just say, these are what I have on hand. Tell me what to cook for dinner. Maybe you just need help making the decision. I've talked to a lot of women who are like, I just need another recipe. And I was like, I don't think I'll give you one. I can give you 1,000, but I think what you're really telling me is I just can't decide and I don't know how. So
Interesting.
figuring out what works. So maybe that's an option for you to ditch the rules. Maybe it's freezer meals where you do a big old batch prep session and you've got freezer meals in the freezer, and every night you go in, you pull one out and you throw it in your Instant Pot. Batch cooking works great for some, not for others. So ditch the rules. That's my number one.
Love it.
So I know that in your world, a lot of your people, you're doing 1 or 2 meal replacement shakes a day, right?
Correct.
And that takes the decision out of it, but there's still that one balanced meal, right? That you
Yes.
need to have
Yes.
a day or two. And I feel like we have a tendency to think when we eat healthy, when we do that, it has to be plain grilled chicken, steamed veggies, this really boring one-dimensional plate, right? And shake it up. Like I keep a plethora of different seasonings as well as infused salts, flavored olive oils, because I love to cook with olive oil. If you want to omit the butter, I have a great butter flavor infused olive oil that's vegan. It's a great way to add flavor to your food if you want to keep it that simple, but really change up those flavors with different seasonings. Um, and I think about when I think about rules and shaking it up, I think about a stir fry. And if you're used to, you think of stir fry, you're like, oh, that's Asian. There is no rule in the world that says you can't replace that Asian seasoning with Mexican seasoning and salsa and have a Mexican stir fry. Newsflash, fajitas are a Mexican stir fry, right? So really challenge yourself to think differently and shake it up. And that's what I mean by ditch the rules. Have some fun with it. Lean into what are the flavors of the foods I love, regardless of whether I'm eating healthy or not.
I love that. And because it is stressful for me, and I'll say to my husband who did all of the cooking when we were raising our children, because he just cooked better food. It tasted better and he knew how to cook big portions and he just was better at it. But now he doesn't really want to. So every day it's, hey, what do you feel like eating today? And it's just it's getting really expensive, one because preparation we can save money, and two it gets frustrating because you're right. I mean, okay, well, let's have a piece of something protein and some vegetables, and and it's just I don't know, it's so frustrating right now. So I'm so grateful to hear your fun tips, and I love the idea of, because I love Asian stir fry. I could have that all the time, but to mix it up a little bit, maybe make it taste different, or do some curry. I don't use a lot of curry because he doesn't like curry. But
Mhm.
there's no rule that says you can't have two separate meals that you're preparing too,
No, or
right?
if you're going to cook more than one chicken breast, flavor one with curry and flavor one with Mexican. Like, I don't encourage two different meals per se, but there are ways. Like, my husband loves spicy, the hotter the better. And I'm a total spice wimp, but we love chili. I love mine with beans. He hates beans. So I make a big batch of chili. And at the end, I divide it in half and I put beans in mine and I load his up with all the spicy stuff and no beans. I've made one meal, but it was easy to make it so it suited both of us, right? There's
I
a way
love
to
that.
do that without thinking, oh, because we've had this conversation many times. When one of us is, and I say, I mean, we've all been through this. So when one of us says, okay, I've really got to get serious about eating healthy, right? And rarely do both of us decide we want to do that at the same time. And our ideas of it are very different. And so learning to that balance of how do I, or how does he, either one, whoever's doing the cooking, how do I make one meal that suits us both, where neither one of us feel shorted of flavor and whatever. And so that's one of the ways that we do it.
Yeah, because he used to say to me, I do the cooking because then I can eat what I like. And so there's no reason why you can't have two things. So both people who are eating together can like it. And, that's
Yes.
the benefit of going out. You can order different things, but when you go out, you have no idea what's in it. Now, I happen to love butter and I love olive oil, so I use both. But I think flavor is important. But I am noticing when I go out, the seed, I don't eat a lot of seed oils. I'm avoiding them like the plague, and they're in everything. And I just feel like the corn oil and the canola is just not good. And so when you don't know what's in there, it's just not as healthy. And I think it's great that you can come up with creative different ways. Like I've never been a planner like that where you freeze it. I've never done that. But I love the idea of a stock pantry, because that I don't have, because I usually just shop for what I'm eating that day or the next day.
Yeah. Are you familiar with human design?
A little bit,
Okay.
yes.
So one of the things I incorporate into my business is human design. Again, we're all wired a little bit differently, right? And so some of us, I mean, honestly, traditional meal planning is really only meant to, I mean, not only meant, but really only successful for generators. They like structure, they like routine, works great for them. I'm a manifesting generator and I am all over the place. Like if you give me rules and tell me what to do, I will rebel till the cows come.
That's
And
me.
so my meal planning is not a rigid plan. It is, these are the three things I think I'd like to cook this week. And every day I go look at it and I ask myself, which one do I want? It's a
I
plan,
love that. Do you have it
right?
like on a note on the fridge or something? How do you do
Yeah, I
that?
have it right. Well, I don't know if can you see my fridge behind me? I'm not
I
even looking.
actually can, but I have to go
Yeah.
look at
So
because I have
that little thing
progressives.
on there, that's my meal plan for the week. And it's just like, these are the things I'm going to cook.
That's great.
And I make sure I have those supplies on hand. Having a stocked pantry, and then I have a tool, an AI chatbot tool called the Kitchen Witch, and I can tell her I have these things on hand. This is especially at the end of a long work day and I'm tired and I don't want to make another decision. I have these three ingredients. What can I cook for dinner in less than 20 minutes? And she'll give me a recipe and she'll tell me.
Is that your app?
Decision done. That's that's one of my offers. Yeah, the kitchen witch. She's amazing.
Oh,
She
she sounds
saves the
fun.
day.
You're gonna put her info in the
I
comment.
am. I am. Yep. I have two options. I have one, I call her the standard kitchen witch that anybody can use. And if you sign up, I treat it as a subscription. And if you sign up, I work with you to develop the perfect prompt for your dietary restrictions and a prompt you can use over and over so that
Wow.
it's giving you what you need. But the
And that
other
wouldn't that work?
option,
One
what?
question quick on that. Wouldn't
Yeah.
that work for someone that was on our system that was just
Mhm.
plugging in for that day, right? And they could say something like, I'd like to have, um, an 800 calorie meal with no meat that's high protein. And
Yep.
this is what I have in my
Boom.
pantry.
Done.
That's beautiful.
And I could do a screen share and a short video if you want me to post that in your group of like exactly that being done to show how
That's
easy and
awesome.
quick it
Of
is.
course. Yes.
The second option is a custom kitchen witch, which I learn all about you. And I'm going to do one meal replacement shake a day and two balanced meals or whatever it is. And I can't have dairy and I can't have gluten, whatever. We load all of that in and she remembers it, right?
Oh,
It's
that's
trained for
awesome.
how many people you're cooking for, your dietary lifestyle. And you can go in and ask her any day to meal plan or create a recipe for you, and she will. And you don't have to worry about her giving you stuff that doesn't work for you. So,
So how long have you had that?
so the custom one, I just am working on the fourth beta this week. So the custom one is new. She's launching probably in 2 weeks.
So I did with another gal, I did a coffee chat. I did a virtual AI Janice kind of thing.
Hmm.
So that when for my business, that my chat GPT knows who I am and my client
Yep.
and the issues I deal with. And so I can go in there and when I say, could you help me with this issue? And it comes up with something based on me. Is it kind of like that, but all
It is.
around cooking?
It
I
is.
love it, love it, love it.
Yeah, so I train her in the background to be a cooking expert recipe generator. And I load her with your human design information, my meal planning philosophies, human design insights. And then as you talk with her, she learns more about you and will continue to give you better answers. I just do all the training.
I think that is fantastic. I'm really excited to hear about that. I think my audience will like it as well. And yeah, I'm looking forward to sharing it. And gosh, this is so cool. So is there anything just in closing you want to share with everybody to, tell them what you can help them with and anything else?
Yeah. Oh gosh. I'm like, where do I start?
Me too. I get it.
Where do I start? I mean, we talked about ditching the rules. And so, breaking free from the conditioning is all part of that. I would say, really just keep it simple, but remember that food is supposed to be fun. Food is supposed to be fun. It is fun and fuel. It doesn't have to be either or. And so I have a great membership called the Cook, Connect, and Conquer Club. And I'm going to drop the links to that and the Kitchen Witch. And here's why. The Cook, Connect, and Conquer Club is a membership where we do weekly and monthly challenges to give you different ideas on how to repurpose leftovers, or maybe it's how to use more of what you have on hand, or we do weekly challenges. We have Ask Me Anything. So you can bring any kitchen challenge to me once a week and I answer it personally. And it's just a really fun place to create that community and discover together that it can be fun. And just a reminder that you're not in this alone. You have resources like Janice. I'm here to help you make it more fun and more simple and really just to save you time and energy. Like you can get breakfast, lunch, or dinner on the table in less than 30 minutes, and it doesn't have to be hard.
That's for sure. It might be a little costly. No, it's definitely costly everywhere. So at least you can be more mindful of that. And I bet you could even, if you have the ingredients in there and you're asking for help with that, that's going to be very cost and time saving because you're
Mhm.
utilizing what you have on hand, right? That's fresh in there.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I
I
forgot to
get it.
mention the membership does come with the standard kitchen witch. So it's $22 a month and it
That's
comes with the
nothing.
private Facebook group and it comes with the standard kitchen witch for $22 a month. And I mean, if you think about it, that is less than one fast food meal out because you didn't know what to cook for dinner.
Oh gosh, no, I get it. And you have a group as well, or no?
Yes, it is. Yeah,
Okay,
it's a Facebook
not
group.
not
Mhm.
not the paid group, but you have another group.
No, no, I don't.
Oh, no, you
No, I
don't.
have my
Okay.
paid group and I have my YouTube channel and I have my personal feed, and that's kind of where I hang
Okay.
out.
Well, I have this thing called u.page/Janice, and I list all those different things connecting there. And so do you have some kind of like main, whatever you have that's like a connecting thing, we'll put that in the chat, then you can
Great.
put your stuff and they can find you and research and ask questions and
Yeah.
reach out. I think it's really cool. Sounds so fun. And anybody who knows me, my motto is the art of living joyfully. It's all about, having more fun. My husband's motto is if it isn't fun, I'm not doing it. And that's why he's not cooking, because the fun isn't there like it used to be.
Mhm.
And so I've been trying to make it more fun, but I haven't been really good. Like I'll follow a recipe to the T and it tastes like crap. What did I do wrong?
Do
Did
you
I miss a
taste throughout your cooking?
step? Well, yes, I have to say, give myself some credit. It isn't every time, but my track record isn't that good. My kids would laugh about that. But I have good intention. So I like
Not
that
all recipes are
custom.
created good, well, are written well either.
Oh, well, we'll go with that one. And I
Yeah,
like the custom witch because I think she could be my good friend.
she could. She could. One more funny story, just because it happened this week, and to show you that, like, I literally don't have it all together. Like, and I didn't mention this earlier, but I work a full-time job. I run my business. I'm a married mom of two adult children and two canines. My life is crazy. And we came home from camping this weekend, and I was all set to do all these great videos. And I walk in the house, and I'm like, what smells? And the fridge had gone out.
Oh gosh.
So here I
All
am
that
without a
great
fridge for
stuff.
days. And I mean, I hoard food. I don't know why, but I have a pantry full, right? And a deep freeze. So, like, we have a backup plan. But I was like, what are we going to do till we get a new fridge? So I went in and I created an inventory sheet of the key things I had in my freezer and my pantry. And I uploaded her to my custom kitchen witch. And I said, I need you to make me a meal plan for the week using exactly what I have because I don't have any place to store cold food other than a freezer. And she did it.
Wow.
So
Is that
all
your
that
new fridge?
stress of like, what am I going to do? I just had to buy a fridge. I can't afford to eat out
Is that your
and
new
buy a
fridge?
fridge.
Is that it? Your new fridge there?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah. She's real empty right now, but we'll fix that.
I just think that's awesome. You're a problem solver, you're an entrepreneur, and you work a full-time job. Did you say what it was?
No, I work for Bayer Consumer Health, actually. It's a totally different realm, over the counter pharmaceuticals versus my business. Yeah.
And then what's crazy too is that, um, you have the need for what you made. So this is why people are successful when they start something on the side. Is they're servicing a need. And there
Yeah.
is a need. I'm not sure, maybe there is, but I'm not sure I've ever heard of anything like custom witch. I think that's awesome. I mean, I do have my AI avatar thing, but this is cool. This is different.
Yeah, it was a long time coming because I used to just there was a real roadblock for me on understanding because meal planning and deciding what to cook comes so easy for me because it's what I love and my passion that it took me a long time to understand just how much that decision making process is the number one concern I hear. And that blew my mind when I mean, I don't know, it was like a light bulb one day and I was like, duh. But and I was like, what can I do? What can I bring that eliminates that problem so we can get deeper on what's the next roadblock? How do we solve that problem so we can find out, is there something else underneath it?
Yeah, I'm all about healing your relationship with food. I certainly have, and it's taken a lifetime. Um, but so many people, I mean, it's not really our fault, right? We've
Mm.
really been fed a bunch of stuff, and I like to move away into more healthy choices. So I'm super excited to be connected. I feel like my audience is going to resonate with you, and I just wish you so much success with your new beta testing and your app. I'm all for entrepreneurship and get you out of that full-time job. We need to do that.
It's been so nice to chat with you. I feel like I could talk about this stuff for hours. So thank you so much for having me.
You're so welcome. And everybody, please look for her information and connect with her. Give her a shout out. I know that people watch us later. And I'm going to post it to my YouTube. Mine is The Art of Living Joyfully on YouTube. What is your YouTube?
Tricia the Kitchen Witch.
Tricia the Kitchen Witch.
Yep.
All right, I like that. We're already following each other, but you
Yes.
guys give her a follow. Thank you for your time. We did it in less than 30 minutes. Bravo to us. And I
No,
think
that's
the first thing I do is just end the meeting. Isn't that
okay.
correct?
Yeah. Just end it.
Well,
And I'll talk to you soon.
all right, Tricia, thank you so
Thanks.
much.
Bye.
You did great.